And 3, 2, 1, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have George, Andy, and the Mus, and we are the Monday Blues coming to you with the opening round review, where the Swans absolutely annihilated the Blues, 2012, 132 to 10, 9, 69. All right, thanks for coming. See you next week. We'll go around the grounds. We'll see how the boys are doing. George and Andy managed to get up to the game. So maybe we'll start with you two. How was it?
You can take
it. Muggy. God, it was hot. Yeah, look, everything up until about half time was grouse. Nice to get up to the game. Honestly, it was a good trip. Andy has discovered his love for milk tea, soft serve from Gongcha. So Gongcha, if anyone from Gongcha listening, you want to sponsor us? We're down.
Please. Don't even need money. Just give me soft serve milk tea.
Yeah, great pre-game events at the Wallara Hotel. Great to see a few familiar faces, a few new faces. Even pre-game and post-game at the SCG. Yeah, it was look nice day out. I know I'm sure we'll get into the game, but overall, another flight back where we dissect and condemn our decision maybe for flying up and question if we're going to do it again. But yeah, look, Andy.
Yeah, outside the game, it was a great weekend. Oh, well, say weekend. It's a great couple of days. Like you said, it was muggy as. I made the mistake of taking a hat to the game. By the end of the day, by the end of the night, my hat it was like I walked into a shower with it. It was just very muggy. Yeah, and like you could see it on the ground. Like a couple of the players would have struggled too, man. It was rough. It was really rough. But yeah, man, good couple of days. Otherwise, outside had a great Parmigiano as well. Shout out to
the good. We went back the next day.
Darling
Pavilion.
Darling Pavilion. That's right. It's a great palmy, as they call it, the old palmy.
Yeah, that threw me off a bit. I don't know.
And
otherwise, get the Palmer. Oh yeah, we've got your palmy. No. Stop right there.
It's a Palmer.
I will walk out right now.
I think
it was good. It was a good couple of days.
But, yeah. Palmies are like, I think Adelaide as well, call them palmies.
You reckon we're the odd ones out?
I think we are.
Well, we've got some people from Perth that watch us. Let us know if you're from Perth. What do you call it over there? And if you're in Queensland, what do you call it over there?
Right now, like a weird state that calls it like a Palmo or something like that.
Surely not. Surely not.
Parmigiano. What about all, mate?
How can I forget? Mus, how was your long weekend?
I'll tell you what, at one point it was like, fuck, man, going up to Sydney would have been good. You guys look like you had in the ball until a second half transpired, and I was like, fuck, pretty good sitting behind here. I can just flick the I didn't flick the channel. I watched the whole way through, actually, but yeah, you go to the extent and the effort of getting down there or getting up there, and yeah, it's been good. Bar the game, it's good to have footy back, I guess. Opening round. Still don't know how I feel about this opening round, and a couple of those changes with the rules as well. The lasso and a couple of other changes with the rock contests. I don't know how I'm feeling about a few of those, but yeah, the game was a lot left. Back to sort of where we started. I think back to the drawing board. I think there's a lot of questions and a lot of doubts. I mean, a few of the players got up, which was good. Good to see Walshy and a few of the other boys get through the game. But if you want to call it that, I don't know. Amal, how you feeling?
Shit weekend for sport. The first half was the first half. We were in the lead by a goal or two, whatever it was. And then it just fell apart. So there was that. Yeah, bro, fuck. That I think that shattered me more than anything, because you only with footy at least it's a game a weekend, whereas Oscar only races in Australia once a year. So to see him crash out in the recon lap, it's not even in the formation lap, it's the recon lap. It's the lap before the freaking formation lap. That left a sour taste in my mouth. So I'm like, all right, well, who do you go for now? So I picked. I wanted to see, Hamilton do well, given that he's at Ferrari now. He's an excellent racer. He's an excellent driver. And to Ferrari's credit, they were doing really well. But then they didn't pit, and Ferrari's strategists, I reckon, are by and far the worst in F1, and it was literally because of that they finished third and fourth and not first and second. So shit weekend for sport. But here we are. We are here to vent. We are here to get it all off our chest and reset. But
How do
we should
we-
go through the sponsors first?
Yes. Good idea. Okay, I'll do it. Thanks to Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. Thanks to Carlos and the team there. Mus, what's the address?
He's definitely going to call it a Palmer, though. Palmer. Make sure. 123 Lygon Street, Carlton. واحد اثنين ثلاثة Lygon Street, Carlton.
Very good. Go see Carlos and the team down at Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria. The giveaway will begin this week. So check our socials on Wednesday, 24 hours before the game. All you got to do is put your tips in, winner and margin, and whoever wins or gets closest wins a $100 voucher to Mercadante Woodfire. But there is nowhere else in the world that is giving away $100 a week for free. You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to pay anything. You just get $100. So shout out to Mercadante and the team. NM Plumbing, Norm, for all your plumbing needs. If you got a drippy, leaky tap or a toilet that won't flush, hit up Norm and the team at NM Plumbing. For all your party needs, hit up Zaffet Zafoulou, where they do weddings, birthdays. I'm sure they celebrate Parmesanas somewhere. Hit up the boys there, Zaffet Zafoulou. Fantastic team there for all your party needs, drumming needs. Oak Park Fish and Grill. Go see Fab down the road from my shop down at Devon Road. I think it's 28 Devon Road. Got a burger from him the other day. It's fantastic. Burgers there are my favorite anyway. I don't bother getting a burger from anywhere else. His fish and chips are great. I love his burgers. So make sure you go see Fab down there. Come see me down at Bottle Pascoe Vale for all your alcoholic and non-alcoholic needs. And there you go. Very good. And Absolute Airflow, all in the team for all your heating and cooling needs. It's getting hot over the next couple of days. So got a fan on here. Very good.
How good's that?
Hit up Paul and the team at Absolute Airflow. Fantastic squad over there. So thank you all for sponsoring this little podcast of ours.
Very good.
Now let's get depressed.
Before we do, maybe let's touch on the first half, because we all enjoyed it. Let's be real. There were a couple of things that were concerning, but it was obviously being muggy, lots of skill errors, sloppy, but you believed, right? Did you not have a sense of we could? No.
You could see it. The writing was on the wall. It's like they didn't even get out of gear, and we were just making unforced errors as well. We weren't hitting the scoreboard properly. Our inside entries were still piss poor. Yes, for me, the real positive was the centre clearances, and we're getting a bit of run out of the midfield. That's probably my biggest call out.
I think, the goals we were scoring as well was either off a turnover, off Sydney dropping marks in their defensive 50.
Most of them were pretty low percentage as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sydney played a zone defense in the first half, and I'll tell you, if a team with better kicking skills than us played them while they were playing that zone defense, they would have been down by about 9 goals at halftime. But our foot skills going inside 50 are still pretty bad. We still played like Charlie was in the team, like Harry was set up the ground, presenting up the ground, which clearly is by design. But then he gets it, and then what? Like, who are you going to? Who's your next option?
Did he even mark it once the whole game?
Yeah, Charlie,
the ground.
Harry had a good first half. Harry presented really well. I thought he was just played out of position. Like, he needs to be our deepest forward. He needs to be the guy we're kicking to in the forward line.
That's what I'm talking about. Where did he, like, you're saying he presented, where did he present? Because if it's up the
Well, it
ground,
was up the ground.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Definitely up to
But is
ground.
that-
Half forward and wing. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that was the role. That was the
Yeah,
role he
that
was playing, though. It's like we went in and someone said in the chat, I think it was Rocco, Kemp was the new Charlie. They just put Kemp at full forward and just bomb it to Kemp.
Yeah.
Like, nothing changed.
Can we agree that Kemp is not a forward? Like, I don't care that he kicked the goal from the boundary. He
missed the set shot.
If you're missing him from 30 out directly in front consistently, it's not like this isn't a one-off. If you remember, he cost us a couple of important moments last season and even the year before by the exact same kick. And I'm not a fan of Brodie Kemp as it is. At the very least, he's not a forward. Stop trying to make him a forward.
He doesn't play in a team, though. I mean, if he's not forward, where do you put him? For me, he's the equivalent of Lewis Young. Like, I don't see any spot for both of those guys, but what do I know?
Yeah, Lewis Young let us down. He was it's Lewis Young. We know what we're going to get from him. And I think we got exactly what you're going to get from Lewis Young,
Yep.
Unfortunately.
The ball got fisted hard by Lewis Young so many times.
There were so many opportunities he had to go up and make a stance and grab that ball with both hands and mark it and set his presence. But I don't know if it's a confidence thing or whatever it is, just going up with fists and ball ends up, going anywhere. And I don't know. For me, it looks like confidence, but I don't know.
So in the first half, we played that crash and bash, fast movement. We moved the ball quick. And then half time happened. We kicked the first 2 goals. How are you feeling when we kicked the first 2?
Pretty good. Pretty good. But I want to take it back to the first half, because you could see it was a noticeable difference in the game plan. It's not the same. It's not the same shit we were doing last year where we were bombing it. As soon as we got it out of the stoppage, out of the congestion, it was always generally just on the boot. It wasn't that, and that pleased me. I was happy with that. A couple of handballs, few overlaps, and then you would look at a kick left, right, up, forward, whatever it may be. But it was when we was entering forward 50, we were still doing the same shit without Charlie. Charlie's not there anymore. It's Harry Mackay, and he is a flop up forward. You add to that the fact that every single time we've targeted Harry Mackay or Charlie Curnow in the last couple of years, it's always been we have this fantasy of them constantly trying to mark it over their heads over 3 or 4 other people. I don't know how after 3 or 4 years we still continue to do the same shit. How has everything behind forward 50 changed considerably and for the better? Yet when we enter the forward 50, we're still doing the same shit. Our lead should not have been 10 points or 12 points or whatever it was at half time. It should have been like 5 goals. Sydney were sloppy as shit. They were sloppy.
Your audio's stuffing up.
Is it?
Yeah, losing your audio.
A little bit. Yeah.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. We did nothing. We did nothing with the pressure that we applied. We did nothing with the ball movement that we brought in. We had 10 points to show for it.
We had them rattled. It looked like they were kind of rattled. Like they were stuffing up. They were stuffing the ball up. They were miss-kicking. They were over handballing. Our tackle pressure was good. Our just presence around the ball was good. We were working really hard. Our work rate was really good. And then they just killed us from the middle. They just destroyed us. Goulden off the leash, gone. Warner, gone. Heaney, gone. They're forwards, man. McInerney. Charlie did Charlie. Charlie only plays good when his team's playing good. Like, he didn't impress me like a lot of people saying, he had a great game, he had a good game. Bro, he did nothing until his team was doing good.
Exactly. Exactly.
At half time, 2 behinds, Wiedering had it over him. Let's be real, and he was getting jeered. It was the same Charlie. He's getting frustrated. He's giving away free kicks. Wiedering had it over him at half time. And yeah, like you said, could it be a case of downhill skiing where as soon as, his team's going well and he gets a few shots, he had 1 assist and, 2 behinds to show for it at half time.
Just
he was always going to get opportunities. Let's be real. Once they started getting running.
Well, they almost sorry, bro. Yeah. They almost played like we played with Charlie. They were so Charlie centric in the first half.
Yeah,
that everything was going to him, and he wasn't great. So, but when they fixed that and they really remembered, hey, we've got other options, and they're a team that's coached well, right? That's where a coach turns around at quarter time, at half time, and says, hey, this is what we're going to tweak and this is what we're going to do and blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, the third quarter happens. Sorry, Moose.
That's right. Just on that, you kind of felt like the magnets did move for them, but nothing changed for us. Felt like there was no strategic changes within the team, or, you leak a couple of goals, you'd anticipate that something would change, whether it's personnel, whether it's the way you move the ball, but it didn't. Thanks, Oz, for the donation. Carlton, in my prediction ladder, will finish around 8th to 10th. If we get enough wins, I will be at the Carlton Richmond game. We will absolutely be there in force. I think a lot of us will be there at the game. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Everyone around. Oz, definitely come out and say, g'day, it'd be good to see you, my friend. I did see a comment. Oh, Lone Wolf Ant, thank you for the donation. Hey, all. Different year, but the same shit. It did feel very much like that, but was a great to see a couple of you guys. Did you catch up? There you go.
Yes. Yeah, good to see him. Very good. With TJP boys and Terry as well. Good to see you, bro. Thank you for the donation.
Fantastic. I did see something in the chat I want to call out with the doc. Yes. We've obviously got something to say. We like to share and express our opinions. And someone who was much loved by the club and someone who had some tough times in and around the ground and off footy as well, and really highly regarded within the club and within the industry in the football game, appears has said a little bit too much, and the Carlton faithful haven't liked that. How are we feeling about that?
I loved every word.
It's pretty much what everybody knows. It's pretty much what we've said on this show before, what pretty much everyone says on every show.
Yeah.
So it was nice to hear it come from
a professional.
Yeah. Albeit without his knowledge that it was going to be.
So what happens now? Obviously have they cut him totally? Does anyone?
Wouldn't surprise me, man. This club is so fucking soft. This club is so soft, bro.
Rocco shared it, and then Rocco shared this one as well, saying, I made a decision based off supporting our own people internally. Graham Wright said in a statement to Footy Classified. So obviously they've, if it's just a decision now based on, not inviting him to whatever club functions, events, because I don't know if the truth is a little bit too painful for the club to hear, or at the end of the day, the bloke put in a lot of games, a lot of blood, sweat and tears. Yes, the club stood by him. We absolutely agree that as well. But is criticism in this nation in general? Can you not criticize? Can you not critique? Can you not he said? Once you
things you can't talk about in this country, Georgie.
Once you apply speed and pressure, to the mids are cooked. To say it lightly, I'm not going to use it the same words he used, but that's what he said. And he purely said it to his mate when his mate Dan asked him about, what is it? Tell us about how it's like in the inner sanctums. What happens at halftime? How do you respond? And at the end of the day, this is the difference between the best sides and the difference with us as well. And this is the gap, right? When we applied pressure to Sydney, when we rattled them, right, in the first half, when we spooked them, what did we put on? 2 or 3 goals. And then I think our biggest lead was 22 points. Now, had we have been a bit cleaner, I understand the conditions were muggy and whatnot, but have you convert your chances? You get a brilliant ball 10 seconds in, comes to Walsh, goes straight to Kemp, 30 out. What a start that would have been. Then he goes and kicks one from the boundary. Yeah, fair enough. When Pitto's having to, and I called it in the preview, Pitto would have a legacy game. I called it. But Pitto's having to kick 3 goals out of the ruck, or he's having to get 3. You're in trouble, right? And when the going gets tough for them, how do they respond? They come back. They copped the first 2 goals of the third quarter. Once they started applying pressure, once they got on top, once the momentum was their way, we were just reactive. I don't even think we were reactive. They just piled it on. And then I think halfway through the third quarter, it's the camera pans to Travis Boak on the bench. Mate, he's not a messiah. Like, you didn't get him in to stop the run. At least under David Teague, it would be 5 goals. And then we'd sort of start to catch up. The Teague train used to be the old 5 goals. 12 goals. I understand it's not in a row, but 12 goals in a quarter of football should not happen. Could have been 15. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It shouldn't happen. So is it a system failure? Is it an effort failure? Is it both? And just like as time's gone on, I've sort of calmed and chilled, because I looked at the fixture, I remember, and I said, Sydney was always, let's be real, like the optimist, you want to win, but the realist, would have been very hard to get over the line this one. Then I looked at the next 3 and I penciled the 3 personally as wins, right? Richmond, Melbourne, and North. So I know everyone says, let's look to this Thursday, and if we lose, it's, well, I don't even want to think about that now, but let's look at the month. If we're 3-1, I had a 3-1. If it goes south and we're 1-3 or whatever, 2-2, judge it then and there, right? I understand that. Andy, I think you said it as well on Thursday night. It's easy to get caught up in the emotion of just the one, and then it's how the players react, how supporters react. We can be reactive, but how the players internally at the club react to this loss is going to be key. So you want a professional outfit and a response on Thursday. For God's sake, if you let Richmond in, and that, we were 40-something points up last year. If you let that happen again, there is. You talk about system failure, you talk about effort, you talk about culture. It's all up. It's all up again, right? And then the Voss conversation happens again, whether we like it or not. And then the Graham Wright scrutiny and that conversation happens as well. So at the end of the day, once Sydney dominated those centre clearances territory, there was no defensive accountability from our midfield.
Yeah,
and I don't even blame I don't blame the defense. Like, when there's that many repeat entries coming in, and they're under siege. I read, I think it was, they kicked a goal from every second inside 50. I remember turning to Andy and Atush, only Carlton at the game, and my brother, and saying, I'd love to see what the conversion rate is in their third quarter, because every single time it's gone in, they've scored. So it was out of every 2. But not only that, they killed us everywhere. 3 goals from centre bounce, 5 goals from forward half chains, and 4 goals coming from defensive half. So everywhere. It wasn't just, off turnover or the centre, everywhere. And then you've got, Goulden plays the quarter of his life, 350 metres gained, 12 touches, tackles, like you name it. And this is the thing, once those A-graders get going, I'm not saying that, Cripps is not a match winner and champion. He absolutely is, and your Weiterings and whatnot. But the way the game is played, when Goulden and Warner and Heaney and McInerney turn it on, you're done. You're cooked. And we could not go with them. We just couldn't go with them. And again, they're panning to Travis Boak. They're panning to Michael Voss. For me, it's a collective that there is a void, a leadership void, right? When that's happening and no one's stepping up from a coaching perspective is what we can see. Like, it's just the optics. No one's stepping up on the field to put a stem to try and slow the game down, or try and stem the goals or the flow. It's just a void of leadership across the line. That's what I thought.
Speaking of voids and leadership, Morris, thanks for the donation there. Grundy was best, ripped Pitto apart in the ruck. Don't be fooled by his 2 free goals. I thought Pitto was all right. A bit harsh there, but I think Grundy obviously more experienced around the ground, bits and pieces. Pitto sort of the question mark around fitness and that sort of thing. But the big one for me there is the Haynes being really missed. George, you spoke about leadership, and I think this guy, first couple of games in the club, really sort of stamped his authority in a defence. and made his mark. So I think he's really sorely missed. He brings a good footy brain and a real directive in that back line. I did sort of feel like we've missed since he's been away.
Newman's another
see
one.
him back. Yeah.
We got killed in the midfield, man. For me, we got killed in the midfield and we panicked and we shit the bed.
Yeah, the bigger bodies did get on top of us, obviously, in that third, right?
I don't even think it's just bigger bodies, but bro, I think it's just better players.
You got that.
I think the better play, and we're only talking about their midfield. They killed us out of the midfield, and when Paddy Cripps is getting sucked in, you know you're in panic mode.
So what was it? You Mal, you said Cripps didn't attend many of the center.
Take a guess. How many he attended in the third quarter?
I think you said 1 or 2, or what was it? 0.
Big fat 0.
No center attendance.
We were bleeding. We were hemorrhaging, right? From center bouncers.
Yeah.
I don't know how many goals came from center bouncers. It was just tap down, handball, kick into the forward line, goal.
So at that point, who was in the midfield? Who was starting? Was it Jagger? Jagger one of them?
Jagger was one. Walsh was another. And Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of inexperience there. And whether you like it or not, they are younger, smaller bodies, whether you like it or not. You know, you'd think that...
Wouldn't there be a coaching move made?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Move the magnets.
Is Cripper just calling the shots? Like, I need to know whose decision is it to not have your dual Brownlow medalist who's won Brownlows by being one of the best extractors in the competition, if not the best, not be in the middle. You need leadership in that midfield. You need it. And I don't know. I just think we not only do we lack leadership on field, but we lack it in the coach's box. And again, I'll say this all the time. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't think Michael Voss is a good coach. Right? I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we go on a winning streak and we win the next 18 flags. And I'll be the first person to put my hand up and say I was wrong. But 5 years now, and when the pressure hits, he just looks blankly into space. He's got this blank look on his face where he's out of his depth, you know. And I'm not like writing the season off just yet, because nobody expected us to beat Sydney. The way we beat Sydney, the way we lost was horrible. It was horrid, but I don't think we're going to see the best version of Carlton just yet anyway. And I think we'll get more of an understanding of what exactly we've been working on when we do play teams like Richmond and we do play teams like North and Melbourne. So I think that's where we'll get a better understanding of just where we're at as far as, you know, game plan changes across 4 quarters of football. But this club has a way of, every time we think we've turned a corner, we've turned over a new leaf, you know, we've changed something, they just find a new way. It's a brand new way to say, hey, we're still shit. You know, like it's so frustrating as a supporter, because we get sucked in. We're the suckers. You know what I mean? But don't get mad at Doherty because Doherty's calling out the book. That's probably why they forced him into an early retirement. And he didn't get the send-off he probably deserved. Maybe he was speaking his mind and they hated it.
Well, didn't Adam Simpson come out and go exactly what Doherty said in that voicemail is exactly what he would have said in the changing rooms?
I have no idea. I don't listen to post-game anymore, bro.
It's depressing.
It's not just depressing, bro. It's like they read off the same script.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing, bro.
It's just shown that there's long-standing issues that haven't been fixed, right? And when the third quarter hit again, we started seeing players revert to how they were playing last year or the year before. We started seeing Walsh just dump kicking it.
Yeah.
Started seeing, the game plan of bomb it into the 50 and try and get something. Honestly, big raps to the youngsters. I have absolutely no qualms with. Lord, Mitch Cleary reported earlier today he's going to get a multi-year deal. He tried his heart out. Didn't get a tackle for the game. I thought that was, if there's one thing you're going to sting him on, it's in the middle. When their midfielders are running riot, you want to get some tackles, and I think their numbers was stark contrast to ours.
Can I stop you right there as you say tackles?
Yep.
Listen to this. I saw this the other day. I was going through the stats. Have a look at this. So, sorry, I'm just gonna go. Sorry, this won't take long. Where are we? They've already moved to the next
Which tab are you closing there, mate?
Of course they are. So, tackles, right? Goulden, 11 tackles. Rowbottom, 9 tackles. Heaney, 8 tackles, right? They're the three, like, they got 28 between them.
Yep.
We had, I think, 34 in total.
For the whole game?
The whole game.
As a team.
Jeez.
On a smaller ground as well, keep in mind.
Yeah.
Where the ball is always
less free running.
in
Exactly. Shout out to Pommy. Thanks, mate.
On your
Love
Pommy.
your work.
On
Pommy.
your Pommy.
The OG. Make sure you're following Pommy across all the. I'm sure you all are. Pommy's an OG in the game.
And then Big Oz. It is his birthday tomorrow. Go.
Oh,
Blues.
no way.
On yours.
Everybody
Happy
drop
birthday.
a happy birthday in the chat for Oz. Legend.
Hope you have a
birthday
great
for
one, mate.
tomorrow,
Let us know where you'll be celebrating, mate.
Which gate?
Gate 3 at the G on Thursday night. Don't worry, mate. Hopefully catch you there.
Yep.
Speaking of gate 3 at the G, anything interesting come out of your segment, Andy? The new segment.
Oh, yeah.
Then-
I love doing it. I thought we'd try something different. Bit of a risk doing it straight after a game.
And
Maybe
maybe
All the
wrap-
emotions were high. I'm telling you, I was spewing that we lost by that much because there were no Carlton supporters left by the end of it. They all left. So it was rough to find as many Carlton supporters as possible. But Swanee supporters, they were more than happy to jump on, and they're really nice people. Like, there's nothing really bad to say about Sydney supporters. Like, you got the Collingwood scumbags, you got the weirdo Richmond supporters, but Sydney supporters are pretty cash. They're still dogs, don't get me wrong.
The ones nearby us, we're actually really. They were having a laugh at all our banter, right? Like, we were absolutely, especially, and shout out only Carlton too. She was giving it. He was absolutely ripping into him.
Yeah.
And they were having a laugh. Speaking of him, really quickly, shout out to him, the great man. Had a good trip up with him. Turning over a new leaf, guys. This week isn't important whether we win or lose, as long as we have fun and the vibes are high. That's all that matters to me. Up the bag, because you sound a lot like Adam Shearer there.
Bro,
sounds like-
did you just
Sounds
say
like
that?
fucking
man?
Harry Mackay.
No. I think he's
He's
making fun of
indoctrinated.
Rory Sloane. That's pretty
indoctrinated.
much what Rory Sloane said today about how we put so much pressure on every game. And, bro, these blokes are getting paid millions of dollars, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're spending thousands of dollars of our hard-earned money to be members and support this team. It's okay to criticize and put pressure on the team.
Yeah.
I'm sick of being told that we're negative, and I'm sick of being, bro. Like, watch that third quarter and tell me something positive, please.
Yeah.
And if you do, Mus is gonna slap you, bro.
I think we've been crying around culture for the last few years, I think. But I think now it's clear for me, at least, in evidence, sort of, I don't want to get all, about what's happening all around the world today and what you can do, what you can't do, what you can say, can't say, etc. Let's not go down that path. But I think we've accepted as a club and as the Carlton Football Club that the culture is don't say anything bad. Everything's good. We're here to be happy and positive, and let's have good energy. And if you don't have good energy, you're not welcome.
Yeah, delusional.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. So when I was talking to people after the game, a lot of Carlton supporters, a lot of them were dejected already. And I get it. It's fresh after a loss, a bad loss. But there were already talks of, we've got to sack Voss. There was already those talks. And it's like, as I agree, I've agreed for 2 years. I will never back down from that. But it's like, are we jumping the gun a bit? Because I felt better. As I was talking to more people, I started to feel better. And when you talk to so many different people, right? That's the key word here. So you're talking to people that you normally wouldn't talk to in your day-to-day. And there were some level-headed people. There were some people who were like super positive, and there were people who were really negative, and there were people who were quite balanced. Now, I'd like to think I'm balanced. I'm probably not. Probably very, very the opposite. But yeah, the more I spoke to people after the game, the more I realized, are we jumping the gun a bit? It was Sydney. They are a ripper team. They're at home. They did the exact same thing pretty much to Geelong 2 years ago, who are a much better organization than us. So are we jumping the gun a bit? We had a lot of young players on the list, a lot of new faces on the list. Shit hit the fan. The game plan was out the window. Yes, there were like horrific signs, but are we jumping the gun a bit? You know, and what will it take? So you said, Georgie, earlier, like we got to bite back this week against Richmond. So what does that look like? What does it? Okay, maybe it's not as bad as it looks, or as it seemed. What does that look like this week? And will it look like that? Like, does any margin, like if we come out and beat Richmond by 120, are you okay thinking maybe things aren't that bad?
Just before we get into that, big thank you to the boys at Baggers Unfiltered. Love your work, guys. Keep showing up. Likewise to you boys. Hope you have a great season as well. I don't want to just isolate the Richmond game. Again, Melbourne North again will be just as important as well. When he said, what does that look like as well? I personally liked seeing a few signs in terms of, your Haywoods, your Ainsworth, how different we work a little bit in the forward line. Yes, we reverted back to the original sort of style of dump kick and at the end of the day, you want to see it. Look, seven debutants in the team. It's going to look different regardless of how you play, right? But we've said it for such a long time. 4 quarters or some consistency in terms of the way that we play, right? Now, the results, like if you are scraping over the line against the next 3 opponents, hey, maybe we have to accept that is our level this year. That is actually our level. We are a, 10th to 12th sort of team, and we're scraping wins against, your Tigers, an up-and-coming young, which will be a bloody good team. Melbourne, who've lost the midfield, and North, who, we smacked and then they smacked us. I think we have to come to the acceptance as a fan base that, hey, this year is, we're not going to see ultimate success. And, we've sold your Sauce, your TDK, your Charlie, you brought in new faces, and you're setting up for, getting games into Jagger and Harry Dean, and hopefully getting Cody Walker, and you're building a new nucleus. You got Chesser and Reedy, and, we're setting up for the next couple of years. Maybe that's what we have to accept. But what you want to see is that there is a tangible and maybe identifiable way of how we play. Because purely, you ask anyone over the last couple of years, it's like, bomb it down the wing to either Harry or Charlie, turn around, wheel and go, and bomb it again, and try and get something. And that was our game style. You want to see, getting different players into the game around that half forward, utilizing players' strengths, your Elijahs, your Ainsworths, your Haywoods. I loved some of the stuff and the grunt I saw from Reedy, Haywood and Ainsworth. Some of the stuff that I haven't seen from our players in a long time. Haywood going in and almost cleaning up an ex-teammate. Oh no, that was Sarong, the new Swan. Sorry, but still going hard at it. Ainsworth not even breaking stride. Crumbing a ball and kicking a goal. Reedy sticking up for his captain. These are the things that I like seeing. I like seeing a new identity. Like who are we? Who are we as a Carlton Footy Club this year? I'd like to see that established over the coming games where we can say this is how we play. And there's actually a bit of a difference and we're using players to their strengths. My issue with that, and you hit nail on the head, George, with those new personnel coming through and bringing a different sort of style and I'm going to call it culture and presence in the game that they've had with their successful clubs. But are they going to be Carltonized and just become like the rest? So I don't know. I'm still in that sense of
we've made some changes. We've brought some new personnel in, as you hit the nail on the head with that. But are they going to go down that same path that we've seen with other new personnel and just become that lazy, slow, I don't know, unaccountable football? I just want to see. I think the original question was around what do you want to see? For me, it's if we get the game on our terms, but then how far do you want to go with this? What are our terms? What's our identity? What sort of brand? What is our brand of footy? Are we contested? Are we free flowing? Are we going to run and carry? What is it that we're doing? I think the midfield for me is where the games are won and lost. I think there's a lot of new faces, a lot of kids going through there. You got Lord, you got Jagger. Are they going to be a future? Absolutely. I back them 100%. But it's going to take some time, and it's going to take your Hewitts and your Cherries coming through there to provide that support and guidance. Are they going to be able to do that? No, I don't know. Are we going to kill these kids? Probably, straight out.
And
That's the scary part.
And they performed well. I said it earlier. Like Harry Dean looks like he's he looks like he's been there for a couple of seasons. He's composed. He got hurt. He went straight back to the next contest. It was right in front of us where we were sitting. Where he didn't back out of it. And that's what his old man said. He's like, he'll never shirk the contest. He'll always go in. Jagger just wants the footy in his hands. You could tell in the fourth quarter, obviously, his first game, he was wrecked trying to chase, their mids, but he tried all game. He gets in position where he's able to get the ball on the outside, and he'll try and hurt you. Obviously, as time goes on, he'll improve his inside 50s and whatnot. There's a couple of turnovers, but nothing that's that you ever criticize. He's an absolute weapon. We're going to be lucky to have him for such a long time. Lord, some of the movement and the evasiveness was just beautiful to watch. I think it might have been in the second, where he was doing really well in the middle. And then what you don't want to see, talk about what you saw. Like if you start seeing over the coming weeks, Williams moved back up forward, Kemp moved down back. If you start seeing these pieces moving around, that's the worrying thing for me. It's like we're throwing it all in after a few games because it's not working. Because you've seen it, yeah. Carry on.
I'm just going to say, can I tell you what I want to see? I want to see McGovern, Lewis Young, and Kemp never play again, and throw 3 kids in. I don't care who they are, just put them in. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's not a bad shot.
McGovern was bad. McGovern was really bad.
Mm-hmm. We've persisted with these guys for 5 years. What have we got out of them?
Kemp's not Kemp. McGovern's on a 1-year contract, isn't he?
Mm.
Is he warming it up for Dirksen or Buku maybe next year?
I was surprised Dirksen didn't get a game. To be honest,
I like that kid.
I thought he was really good. Yeah,
he's not even a kid, bro. He's like mid-20s, I think.
24. Sorry, yeah.
Apparently, he's got 4 kids.
Yeah, he's got a little army.
He's got 4 kids.
Wow, I'm not the only Jahash.
I think we need to accept that. Yeah, McGovern's time's passed. He's not going to be that guy for us anymore. Like we are hopeful that he's a role player and can do his job. But again, look, I don't want to blame the defense purely off the back of that game because they were absolutely under siege. Right, they were the continued entries was nonstop. But yeah, there were some baffling decisions there as well. But I don't know, like even some of the miscommunication. There was the one with Weeders and Sard when Charlie had his first mark as well. That was a bit, again, one thing, nothing to be
in the pocket. That was a weird one.
Yeah, in the pocket. He was in front of him, and then all of a sudden it just fell into his lap. Some of the lapses of concentration, but when they're so clean, Sydney. So I want to give credit to them because watching them. And I think it was Mads on the preview talking about the dimensions of the SCG, how the cameras, panning on the level 1. When we were sitting, was it row A or whatever on level 1, and you're flat and you're watching. Like when I was watching Goulden and Blakey go, it was astonishing. At full flight, that was impressive. Like watching them go and tear through us. They looked unstoppable, and I haven't seen that kind of burst and speed since like Judd and Armfield. I know it's a weird comparison, but I haven't seen that burst the way they tore us was
Just
impressive
power.
to watch. Yeah,
Just powerful.
powerful and skills, right? Like they at full tilt hitting them from 50. Roberts, McInerney, they were just getting it done. So again, it's Sydney. I don't want to write off the season on one game, but that at the same time, that third quarter cannot be acceptable.
No.
You cannot. It doesn't matter who you're playing. That third quarter, 12 goals, leadership on and off the field need to stand up and stem the flow, slow the game down, whatever it takes. That you can't do that.
That's the part. Like we couldn't even get our hands on it, and when we did, it was just under so much pressure. It was a wave of pressure. I've never seen us face that kind of pressure before. Like it was a constant. Every time they kick a goal, I look up and it's like, all right, sweet. It's 30 minutes gone in the quarter. It can't be that long left. They kick another one. You look up, oh, fuck, 31 minutes gone. All right, there can't be long left. They kick another one, 33 gone. All right, can't be long left. Went for 40 minutes.
You know what I hated? I told you at the game. I hated that I loved the fact that after every goal, they played like some mad trance tunes.
Yeah.
They had
We're the
Zombie
only
Nation
team.
rocking.
We are the only team that makes the opponent and the opposing fans feel welcome at our home games. Like we have a red carpet, kick back, get a free bobblehead.
We'll show your highlights. We'll show your highlights.
Yeah, we'll show your highlights.
That was shitty.
Yeah. I like feeling like the away fan, you know, like I want to feel like the away fan and I want the opposition on our home games to feel like an away fan. We've got to make it hostile. We've got to make it shit for them. Whenever we kick a goal, I want there to be noise, like music, annoying music. Make it annoying. Like Country Roads when bloody, what's his name, kicks a goal in Brisbane. You know, it's the worst. When he kicks 2 or 3 goals, but it's the worst. You hate that song. You're uncomfortable.
There's that. Someone's got Joe Danaher used to have Frozen, the Let It Go.
Yeah.
But you'd have these songs, right? And then you're like, but you again, like you said, Andy, you feel like it's an away game. So too with Adelaide, right? That was insane. The reception there. So
look,
you know,
I think
we have Sarda and Cripps driving a fake Hyundai around the TV whenever a 3/4 time.
Unfortunately for me, I think we lost that when we lost home games at Princess Park, in the 90s or whatever it was. Because as a kid going there, mate, if you're another club, we weren't great in the 90s. I mean, 95, yeah. But then after that, sort of things went downhill. But it was still like that. You go there, you knew what you were getting. But yeah, I guess it's that home ground advantage where, playing at Marvel and at the G, that's sort of that medium territory. But yeah, it has changed a bit. It definitely has. 150 in the chat. Hit the like button right now.
150 is we haven't even reached 50 likes. Hit the like button.
Well, where to from here then, gents?
Zach Voss.
I'll tell you what, if shit hits the fan this week, people will be graffitiing walls again.
Well,
you know what?
The pressure is on this week. Let's be real.
100%. We're not going. It's not going to take us mid-season or just before mid-season or after mid-season for us as supporters. Not saying that I'm going to go and spray paint. Maybe I will, but it's not going to take us that long to crack this year. I don't think.
Bro, speaking to fans after the game, we're cracked. We're cracked. Don't worry. Don't you worry. The first 3 or 4 Carlton supporters I spoke to were like, yeah, Voss has to go. Voss has to go. And look, again, maybe it is an overreaction, but it's not a fast reaction. This is something that's been building. It's not, I don't feel like this is something like an impulsive decision or an impulsive opinion. This is 5 years now. Apart from those 12 weeks in 2023 and 8 or 9 weeks in 2024, apart from that little patch, what are we
hanging our hats on?
Yeah. What are we like making a prelim? Like we've missed the boat on a premiership, right? I think people need to just get that out of their heads. We're not winning a flag, right? And we missed the boat having a pretty good list. Right, right? A list that should have made more than one singular prelim. So that's done. That's gone. So are we gonna go through a rebuild? Pretty much what we're doing. Like in 3 or 4 years, we're gonna have to look back, right? If this list doesn't go nowhere, if we're still doing this in 3 years' time, we're gonna look back on last year, the trade period, and we're gonna think the club could have had a choice between a 2-time Coleman medalist and Michael Voss, and they chose Michael Voss. Now, if we sack him, then we've got to admit the club made the wrong decision. Graham Wright ultimately made the wrong decision. So is the club prepared for that? Because it's going to go back onto them. The heat will go back onto them, the board. So there's a lot. I think we're jumping the gun, but I do think we're jumping the gun. But this is the narrative. This is the narrative. So
the chat's been going off. I'm liking only Carlton, obviously, for legal reasons. Nothing's going to be happening like on Park. Just putting that out there. Good. And then this one, I love the good month, 3 months left.
But on your point about looking in the past, like the best clubs, the most successful clubs, don't look in the rearview mirror. No matter what, like no matter what's happening, you look forward, you plan for forward. And yes, as a fan base, I'm guilty of this, right? It's the nostalgia and the 2023 semi and this and that, and just let it go, right? Like forget about those times. Yes, Cripps is a 2-time Brownlow medalist, absolutely. Focus on the now. Yes, we have number 1 picks and this and that, and Walsh had a ripper season a few years ago, and just focus on what's happening going forward. The best clubs, your Geelongs, your Hawthorns, the clubs that operate really well, the Brisbanes operate going forward, right? They these guys win and then just do it again and repeat and rinse and repeat, and they just back it up.
And if they lose, they're right back on the horse.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the response. That is the response. Now, yes, like I said, it's at Sydney. I don't think anyone was expecting to win. I know we're a bit optimistic on the preview with Mads and stuff like that, but that's the reality of it. I personally think we're going to see what our level is over the next 3 games, and that's when you're going to see that we might have to accept the fact that this is where we're at.
It's not the loss though, George. For me, it's definitely not. Yeah, exactly right. It's what happens when the pressure comes, and what we reverted to was scary. It was worse than what we experienced last year. I would have liked to think that we had gotten better and got some better personnel, had maybe devised a better system, but yeah, there's a big identity crisis down at the Carlton Football Club of what we are and what our brand is, I think. And I think that you're right. The next couple of weeks, I don't think it's going to be, we've always said, let's see the next 7-8 games. Guys, this isn't 7-8 games. This is the next couple of games just to see where we're at. And going back to coming out against Richmond, it's fair to say, Richmond are not the best team in the comp, but it's how we play the game and how we get the game on our terms and what sort of professional outfit rock up and get the job done, and how we get the job done is really important, because
100%.
It's going to be scary if we're having this chat in 2 weeks or 3 weeks' time and having the same conversation. I can tell you that.
You know what's funny? This time last year when we were playing Richmond, how confident were we? 100 points, 120 points, 150 points. Now it's, we got to win, man. Like we have to win. Otherwise, Voss is gone. And I was so happy in the off season. Life was really, really good. And then halfway through that third quarter, I had like an existential crisis. Why am I doing this, bro? Why?
I had a good laugh at in the hotel at Sydney, because I told Andy 12 months ago, the first preview, famous last words, if we get it right, who the fuck is going to beat us? And then we lost to Richmond. There he is.
Right on cue.
Look, it's the midfield for me. I think this year, I don't think that's the last time it's going to happen. I think against the very best sides that play quickly, I think that this will be repeated. That not that so much the third quarter, but I think that will happen a few times. Like, don't expect that this is going to be the last time.
So why is it happening? This is the question. What's happening at halftime? They're just switching off. What is happening? Like,
do you put it down to system or effort or both?
All the above.
Yeah, it has to be everything.
And you look at it like most of the centre bounces. So it's a ball up now, isn't it? Yeah, Jagger and no, I'm not saying anything bad about Jagger or Lord, but they're not your guys when you got Goulden running the muck on you. I think Hewitt spent some time on the bench, and
the great man Carlos.
Khalid.
How are you, mate? Shout out to Carl. Couldn't join us tonight. Happy birthday to the young fella. Hope the night went well, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Love Carl.
Drop some sticky no-nos in the chat for Carl. On your Carl.
Absolutely. And hit the like button while you're in there, guys. What are we at?
Drop some sicky no-nos in the chat. I like that, Georgie. Yeah, for me, I just think we need to get to the root cause of why and what is happening at halftime. Is it something? Is it the players just sitting down for 20 minutes? Are they not keeping warm enough? Are they being given the wrong kind of, whatever they give them at halftime? Like, is it the supplements? Is it, something wrong with the Powerade? Like, I don't know.
Not enough rub downs or the rub ups. What's going on? What's happening?
I don't know. It's scary. It's a scary thing. Yeah, maybe.
I don't want to say it, but it's consistent. It is consistent. That is the third quarters. I think it was well documented. And even during, right? Like, take apart the fact that it's happening. Who is standing up or who's not standing up? We know that's an easier one to ask, but who's standing up to try and stem it? So, Amal, you said that, Cripps attending set of bounces. He was getting sucked in, obviously, to, the emotion of the night and stuff like that as well. I know he was having a bit of biff with Charlie, and he's going to have a bad game here and there. That's fine. But who's stepping up to try and stem what's happening across every line? You're Wiedering. Hopefully, when Newman comes back, Cripps in the middle, Hewitt. He's a BNF. He's a senior player. In the forward line, who's gonna be that leader? Who's gonna direct? Who's gonna in the midfield as well? Who's gonna set the example with your defensive running? I just think once they got on, we had no answer. We didn't look like we had any response, and no one was taking accountability. Like I said, they're panning to Voss, they're panning to Travis Boak.
They're panning to everyone. Even the cameramen were looking for someone with answers. They couldn't find anyone.
Yeah.
You know who I'd like to see as a leader in the forward line? Hayward.
He leads by example. The way he plays, he went hard at almost every single contest he was in.
Absolutely,
I like
He's
the way
the
he
guy.
goes about it.
Can I just say something, Georgie? You said he leads by example. I think we need less of that, and we need someone who leads by voice. Someone who can tactically instruct on the field. Yes, it's cool to have people that can lead by example, like a Patrick Cripps, like a Jacob Wiedering, a Sam Walsh, but who is actually calling shots out there on the field? Why is Harry 80 meters away from goal? Is that by design? It looks like it's by design, but I'd love to have someone there say, hey, Harry, fucking go back. I think we need actual on-field coaches, like a player that can tactically dictate what happens next. Someone who's got a good understanding of the coaching side of things, that can pass on messages, that can, learn things from the coaching staff and pass that on. I feel like we don't have that leadership on the ground.
Then that sounds like would be going up against what the game plan actually is. Like, for example, Harry Mackay running halfway up the ground to take a mark, when really it should be maybe one of our half forwards. or fucking, Harry stay back. I don't know, man.
Is it because we miss TDK? Is it because we miss Charlie? Is it we're still playing that go long down the line? Pito's not he's not that guy that's going to work contest to contest. Reedy, I don't think he's ready yet. He does a couple of good things. I just don't think he's AFL standard just yet. Fucking Georgie.
But you'd think you'd play to your strengths, right? So we've brought in some new personnel.
You think so?
Wouldn't they inject something into the game that, something different? Or are we just going to keep doing the same thing over and over?
I'd love to get Michael Voss on this show.
Actually,
I'd love to have a chat.
He was 20 meters away from us, actually, coming down the races. It should have. What's the plan?
Might get him on it. Might see if we get him on a preview.
Yeah,
that sounds like a plan.
I like it.
Hit him up.
Yeah, I'll DM him now. I'm pretty sure he's blocked me, but anyway.
Well, he came out. I think I watched like a minute of the pro show, and he said, "We've got to get to work." I think he used that line again.
Oh, fucking don't say that shit again.
Your favorite line. We've
got a job to do.
We've got to get to work. Like, no shit. Oh, that reminds me of that. Was it Richo and Mick Malthouse? And he's like, "The boys came out to play. Came to play today." He's like, "What do you think, Richo?"
Yeah. Well, should we get into votes?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Who wants to go first? Moose?
Yeah.
Remember what you said? Don't.
I'm looking at it.
I've worked heavily on something. I can't get you. You cannot deviate.
No. Got them right here. Are we doing 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3? Whatever
you like, mate.
I got to do the old
go with
1, 2, 3.
Lygon St, Carlton. I'm actually going to go with the young fella, Jagger Smith. I thought had a stellar O-round. I thought he brought some to the table, and I think he's going to be a great contributor to the game and to the Carlton Football Club if they persist and nurture him in the right direction, which they probably won't. Anyway, 1 vote to Jagger. I'm going to give 2 to the couch. Mr. Mark Pitternet, I think, had a fair game, considering up against the likes of Grundy, who we're going to get with Grundy. I think Pitto did his job and kicked a couple of goals, got around the ground, and he looks okay. And I'm going to give my 3 to the guy that I thought didn't deserve more than 6 months contract, Mr. 8 years, Sam Walsh. I thought ran out the game well. Got to many contests and started the game really strong. Faded a little bit, but I guess the whole team did. So we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Shout out my mate Ebby just trolling in the chat. 3 votes, Kerno. I had a conversation with Ebby actually last night after he's a pies man, of course, saying that I said flag pies. I'm not going to admit to saying it, but I'll say it. And he said, "Yeah, you reckon with what's his name, McStay and Membry." I said, "Mate, would you rather Kemp and Mackay?" Because, in all honesty, no, good votes, Moose.
Your votes, Georgie?
1 for the young man Jagger. I haven't really spoken about him a lot today, but yeah, he was fantastic. He's going to have a great career, I think, and hopefully the Navy Blue. Shout out to his parents as well. Caught him after the game very briefly.
Almost got them on the new show. Almost
on the Navy wrap. Almost. Tried his heart out. Got to every contest. Wants the ball. They called him an accumulator, but he wants the footy, demands the footy. So like that. 2 to Walsh, a good showing in midfield. This is, I think, what you're going to what you expect, right? You're signing deals like that. You're going to build a midfield around him. That's what you expect. And number 3, probably the only time I'm going to give this guy 3 votes, the couch. But I called it on the preview. I said, you go back to Wednesday night, I'm like, Mark Pitternet will have a legacy game. He will have a good game. He might get thrashed by Grundy. He did. But he will have a legacy game. So 3 goals on your Pitto. Tried his heart out. Loved seeing him celebrate. So Probably the last time I get 3 votes, hopefully, but good on him.
Yeah. You know you're doing it hard when Pito's getting votes.
And he's your leading goal kicker.
Oh, yeah.
Concerning.
Amal?
1 to Pito, 2 to Lord. I thought Lord was really good. It's no surprise that Carlton's jumping to a contract. We do it all the time. 1 good game and 9 years on the table. And Walsh gets my 3. I was very impressed with Walsh's outing, and I hope it continues for the rest of the season because we desperately need it.
Good call.
Andy.
Now, Carl had the exact same votes as you, Amal.
Yep.
So very good. For me, I give 1 to Pito. I thought he did well. You know, highest goal kicker on the ground. He did well. Gave 2 to Jagger. Excellent first game. It was probably an eye opener for him of just how fast the game can turn and how quick the game actually can be played. So yeah, well done on Jagger on a great start to his career. Yeah, hopefully we see plenty more. And 3 to Walsh for me. I thought Walsh is a great player. You know, I'm wrapped. We've signed him. I'm really happy we've signed him, and we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I just hope we see the best of him for a long period of time. So yeah, that's my votes. And before we move on, I just want to. This is some stuff I've worked on personally. I'm not very tech savvy, so this took me about 15 hours to work. I had many arguments with my Chat GPT girl.
I thought you did a fantastic job. I love it.
Well done.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir. We are keeping a leaderboard this year. The Monday Blues Podcast Player of the Year leaderboard. And as you can see, Sam Walsh almost got the perfect votes. Pito, 8, Cooper Lord, 4, and Jagger, 4. So keep an eye on the leaderboard. I think we'll post it every week.
Yeah,
on,
I like it.
Instagram as well, just to
Very good.
Get people talking. So
And
stuff.
just quickly, you know, you've been here since day 1. But
That's what I was laughing
I'll give
at.
1 vote to Pito for all the reasons George said. Jack, on your cam.
Very good. Very good.
Having a good
Day
chuckle of that.
Good show, boys. Got a preview coming up on Wednesday night. So short break.
Oh, yes.
And
Good
then
point.
we get straight into it on Thursday night. Make sure you make sure you guys check our Instagram out Wednesday, 24 hours before the game. Mercadante Woodfire Pizzeria giving away $100 every week for the person who tips the winner in margin. And if we have a draw, we love a duck race on this channel. So
Yes, sir.
I'm rooting for a draw. So
Very good.
here we go.
Alrighty, gents. And with that, it is sayonara from the Monday Blues.
Sicky, no. Someone had to say it.